All right, this is going to be another one of those kooky reactions because I did a full reaction to this amazing song. Oh my God. Oh my God. But I tried to upload it to YouTube and you can see here blocked. Denied, which is a bummer. I'm just celebrating the amazingness of it. So if you want to see my first impression and my like real breaking it down where I play the examples of the music in full, that's over. It's uploading as we speak. Let me see. Yeah, it's uploaded on Patreon for those of you who are supporting the channel at the $5 tier. I also have this Lisa collab from Blackpink with Rosalia. And then I did her the first thing I listened to today was Con Altura. I did a kind of Rosalia morning because a bunch of people were sending me this track Berghain, if I'm saying it right, because I love weird stuff anyway already. Like that's my personal taste as a musician. I love when people are innovative and stretch the boundaries of the musical collective consciousness, which I have to say, Bjork is 100% that already. We know that about Bjork. She's like experimental avant-garde. But Rosalia is very much that too. And I had no idea, checking out her other music, like that New Woman collab that she did with Lisa. Oh, that song was so crazy how that meter change in the middle happens. Wow. So that's all going to be up over on Patreon by the time that this hits YouTube. So I'm going to listen through the track a little bit here with you all, but I just tested it and I can play. I just did like, okay, so what if I play like 2 seconds? Will that get blocked by copyright? I just did a test of that and uploaded it to YouTube. And it looks like I can play like 2 or 3 seconds at a time and then I have to stop and then it doesn't get blocked. So this is not a normal reaction. I don't, it's not my preference to do it like this, but I'm just trying to celebrate the song with you all because I don't just want it to live over on my Patreon. I'd like to at least get something out into the public, spread the word about this amazing song, even though they don't, want me to play any of it to share with you all. So, okay, so here we go. I just want to share my thoughts a little bit with you. By the way, real quick introduction. My name is Tim. I have an amazing team of teachers that teach with me here in the Manhattan, Tri-State, Philadelphia area. There they are. I've been teaching voice 25 years. And, we do in-person lessons out here, my team, but we have students now online all over the world. So if you need a vocal coach, hit us up. The link is down in the description, okay? All right, enough of that. Let's go. So it starts off, she walks in her apartment here. By the way, go watch the video before you watch this. I'll put the link down in the description. Don't watch this before because you want to be as surprised as I was in my reaction that's over on Patreon. By the way, a link to my Patreon is down in the description. Okay. So she walks in and you don't expect that when she opens the curtains here that there's a full orchestra sitting right there. Ah! Bananas. Who does that? By the way, I've been saying bananas. Okay, I just caught myself again. The last reaction I did to her is I said, this is bananas. I'm like, I got to stop saying bananas. Like, that's one of the things being a reactor. Like, you catch your, you're watching yourself so much. You're like, it's too much of you, Oh my God. So you have to be careful playing it. So the symbolism too in this. My first listen through, I was like, just so blown away by the music that it took me a minute to get into what I think the song is about. And I'll talk about that later. I think it's about a really deep, I think it's really deep and heavy. But anyway, let's keep going here. So I want to show you this part. She's like ironing a dress with this full chorus in German. So in my research this morning when I was kind of studying Rosalia a little bit, I found out she's a flamenco-trained singer, which is obvious in some of the movements and things she did with Con Altura, such a fun song. I get why that song was so big. You get the vibe of her, even though she sings in kind of a huskier, lighter tone in that song. I expect flamenco kind of like big singing, but it's very, her singing is it's very dynamic, She's truly a dynamic singer. But then hearing her in those first two songs in New Woman and Con Altura, I had no idea that she had classical vocal chops as well, which we have to hear some of that right now. It's crazy. Also, I love this like weird little feathered eyelid thing. What is that? Like, that feels very Bjorky, you know, if we can make Bjork an adverb, is that right? Beautiful. I would not have thought from hearing her in Con Altura and New Woman that she had those chops. This is almost like, if you understand in the world of singing what this would mean. Somebody who learns how to sing in a contemporary commercial music way, where it's we've got creaky doors, it's like husky. The larynx is moving, going up for high notes, going down for low notes. I call that movable larynx position. That's a technical thing involved in contemporary commercial music singing. If someone has that coordination, they usually don't have the what I call neutral larynx position. They don't have that ability to make their larynx not go up for high notes and go down for low notes, to kind of set it up differently. It's almost like movable larynx position and neutral larynx position are macros on the voice that come with their own suite of coordinations. You know, opera singers have a whole different sensation to the way they sing, and lots of things to know about how to do that when you study opera. Same thing with contemporary commercial music, very different vocal track treatments. And it's not common that singers that do contemporary commercial music can also flip into a fluent classical technique. Rosalia can really, really well. Listen. Okay, I don't want to play any. I want to play so much more, but I can't. Right? Isn't that amazing? I get into it more in the other video that I did of this song, of the longer reaction. But God, it's so good. All right, so then we're going on, and then, you know, we see the bed. The bed comes into play later because she ends up in the bed at the end. And I have a theory. I came to a theory at the end of my reaction about what I think this song is about. So she's here in the bed. And then we've got this almost Carmina Burana, boom, 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 from the chorus. This sort of strong accents, very, you know, agitato playing in the strings. We've got, you know, and also too, the strings were so cool that they were playing so fast in the beginning. I want to play that, how fast the violins were going. It's crazy. So fast. Shout out to those string players. Like, it's the production on this is immaculate and spectacular. And everything that I've seen from Rosalia so far is incredibly strong imagery. Like, her art, her visuals and her music videos, it's iconic. It's like symbolic. It's every 2 seconds there's a big thing. There's a big expression happening, you know, which then reminds me of Bjork. It makes sense. The amount that Bjork is pushed out, that she connected up with someone like Rosalia, who's so pushed out. I love that. I love when artists push out. I love innovation. All right, so then she's sitting on this. That's like the orchestra followed her to a doctor's office, and she's getting an exam. And then the singing kind of changed here a little bit. It's not quite as pure opera, but it's also not like her. It's not like her like reggaeton style, contemporary commercial music, singy, rappy stuff at all either. Here, it's like it reminds you know who it reminds me of is an artist I react to a lot, Lara Fabian, who's an amazing vocalist. It reminds me of the types of melodies that she sings in this part that Rosalia sang here. Let me show you a little bit of that. Beautiful, beautiful tone. So here it's a little more airflow. She did have airflow in her tone here in the classical sound a little bit, but then she let a little bit more of that in. You know, normally in classical sounds we try to get the airflowiness out, but she has kind of like a Sarah Brightman-y tone quality a little bit in this opera part here when she was singing. Because Sarah Brightman also, who was the original Christine in Phantom of the Opera with Andrew Lloyd Webber, she was like operatic but had airflowiness in it. And Rosalia here in that first operatic part has that airflow. Then she goes into this part, which is not quite as high in operatic, but it still has some of the, you know, the long phrases. It feels kind of like almost like like I said, La Rafabian or musical theater. That melody is so haunting and beautiful. Oh, it's so beautiful. So then we get these timpanis. Then she's on the. It's like we've got the orchestra following her around, and it's like she's in turmoil and angst the whole time. And we were looking at as far as the meaning of it, I looked it up, and Berghain means mountain grove in German, like the name of this song. And it's also the name of a club in Berlin, I guess. I'm not sure if what the reference is there exactly, but this song really has we like this existential angst feeling. Like it's very metaphysical. It's very zoomed out. It's very much about the human condition. At least that's kind of what I was thinking. That it's just about something to do with the pain of everyday life and how hard it is to be a person, and that we carry around this low grade or medium grade sadness all the time, and that we need, once Bjork comes in, it's like she sings about we need divine intervention. And it's almost like maybe a comment on the modern life. But then the end, well, let me show you that part first, okay? So she's on the train, she's buying jewelry, but the orchestra's still there driving. Oh, it's so good. It's so unconventional. And then we go into this like bedroom that looks so Bjorky, with the trees, and then a bird is singing, and she almost looks like Snow White a little bit here. To save us. Oh, and then Bjork's got that angsty biting. She activates the thickening. She's got creaky door sounds, which are, that's grit technique, which we get through either vocal fry or we get through false chord grit. And, Bjork uses both. Here it's kind of false chord grit, because when somebody's squeezing their voice, that's false chord grit. Vocal fry, you don't need to do that to get grit with vocal fry. Vocal fry feels like a low note. False chord grit feels like just an extra sound you can do almost anywhere, pitch-wise. And Bjork has such a textured tone, such, so raw. Bjork feels like an element, like earth, wind, fire, water, like Bjork. She feels elemental, truly. And she's got a doubled vocal here. I don't know if it's a chorus effect or if they recorded her twice. Hard to tell. Really cool effect to sort of stack it and make that vocal feel a little thicker, doubling it. You can double, triple vocals. And the imagery here is so interesting. So it's like she's singing about needing divine intervention. And then this bird comes and sings, this like kooky bird. It feels very Snow White, especially with that ribbon in her hair. And then we get to this crazy part at the end. Check this part out. I want to just show you it's so trippy with this deer. Very abstract. It's very symbolic, very abstract. That part, this fuck you till you love me part. Trippy. So then I was thinking, this is about that everyday life stuff, the metaphysical angst of everyday life. But then that end part where it's like, fuck you till you love me, and then she's in bed, that kind of gave me this idea that it feels almost like a relationship. It feels like the song is about like a really messed up relationship that left her in, because she was like ring shopping now, and I didn't even get that until now. Like I didn't make that connection. She's like shopping for jewelry. Maybe is this like wedding rings? Maybe. Well, that wasn't a jewel there, but I'm wondering if it was like a breakup. Like if this is about a really challenging relationship ending, and she's just going through it, and she needs divine intervention, like that spiritual relief from the painful turmoil of bad breakups, that type of thing. Man, I can certainly relate to that in my life, that it's the times I've needed to amp up my spiritual practices are when like divorce and breakups, and I'm in that club for sure. If that's what this song is in fact about, which the more that I think about it, I think that's kind of what it is. I have just have to say, like I just did another 15 minutes on talking about it, and I feel like I'm still discovering ideas in breaking it down. So what a fascinating song. What a fascinating. I can't wait to check out more of Rosalia and also more Latin artists and Spanish speaking artists and Spanish artists from Spain. Like there is so much I don't know in that world. And I feel like we're going to need a new chat on Patreon. I'm going to need a new collection of reactions. YouTube is like the tip of the iceberg for my reactions, especially because of like, as music reactors, the artists they put, we have even when the reactions do get up on YouTube, they're always like, it's rare that they're not, the monetization doesn't go back to the label or the artist. So it just means that the support I get on Patreon is what actually keeps my channel going. So that's why I put up so much more. And YouTube's the tip of the iceberg. I can't go as deep divey on content over here on YouTube anyway, because my channel would be taken over algorithmically by whichever artist I put up a ton of reactions to. So I try to keep it nice and diverse as I can over here on YouTube. And over on Patreon too. But so if you want to come over and check that out, I think there's 3 Rosalia reactions that are going live at the time that this reaction airs. So come on over, join the party. Okay, I'll talk to you all soon. I had so much fun checking that out. Now, I hope I didn't play too much of this one to get on YouTube. I have a feeling I'm good, but we'll try. All right, I'll see you in my next one. Cheers.